My best friend went to a temple to pray for blessings, and when she came back, she gave me a jade pendant of considerable value. I overheard her conversation with her husband and learned that it was a supernatural pendant designed to exchange two people's fates. I covered my mouth and secretly smiled. Shiyu, this is a protective jade pendant I prayed for at a 1,000-year-old temple we passed by during my trip with Yuhan. I'm giving it to you. If it were a worthless trinket, I would have accepted it, but this jade pendant was clearly valuable. I quickly declined. Qianqian, this jade pendant looks extraordinary, I can't take it. It's just a piece of jade. If I'm giving it to you, just keep it, Wang Qianqian said nonchalantly. Even though Qianqian didn't seem to care, I couldn't accept it with an easy conscience, because despite her indifferent demeanor, I, who always kept an eye on her, noticed her gaze occasionally drifting toward the jade pendant. I found it amusing. I shouldn't accept something you clearly treasure. Keep it for yourself. No way. Unexpectedly, just as I was about to push the box with the jade pendant toward her, Qianqian reacted so strongly. Seeing me look at her in surprise, she probably realized her reaction was too intense and quickly explained to me, Shiyu, I admit I like this jade pendant, but there are many things I like, and I only have one best friend. In the past, you always gave me the best things, and this time I want to give you something good too. In the end, it's just an object, but our friendship is priceless. I was touched and didn't refuse any longer, planning to put the jade pendant in the safe once my best friend left. Not because it was particularly valuable, but because it was a gift from my best friend. However, Qianqian didn't give me that chance. Come, Shiyu, let me put it on for you. Ah. What do you mean, ah? Zhao Shiyu, are you planning to put it away as soon as I leave? Wang Qianqian questioned me angrily. Qianqian. I was at a loss for words, because that was exactly what I had in mind. I opened my mouth, but didn't know how to explain, so I fell silent. Seeing me at a loss, Wang Qianqian grabbed my hand with a look of exasperation. All right, I was just teasing you. You're usually so eloquent, but why do you turn into a mute when you're with me? Because you are my best friend, my closest family, the person I care about most. I don't want to argue with you, I don't want you to be unhappy, I said to myself. Shiyu, you know what? I've been an orphan since I was little, growing up in an orphanage. I longed for a home, for family who would love and cherish me. Fortunately, I met you and your mother. Now that she is gone, you are the closest thing I have to family. None of us knows what tomorrow will bring. I only want you to be safe. This protective jade pendant was actually specially requested for you, to keep you safe. So that's how it is. No wonder Qianqian was angry. If it were me, and my heartfelt gesture was trampled on, I would be angry too. So, can you promise me that you'll always wear it on you? Afraid that I wouldn't agree, Qianqian pleaded with a look of earnestness, just consider it as giving me peace of mind. My heart sank, and I agreed in an instant. Qianqian smiled with unusual joy. She couldn't wait to help me put on the jade pendant. I touched the jade pendant I had just put on around my neck and thought, as long as Qianqian is happy, that's all that matters. Over the next few days, whenever I was with Qianqian, she would check with me to confirm whether I was wearing the jade pendant, which made me nervous, as if she might have found out about that matter. After much probing, I confirmed that she didn't know. I found it amusing, yet I was genuinely deeply moved. It turned out Qianqian cared about me so much. I also began to wrestle with whether I should tell Qianqian about that matter. Since she cared about me so deeply, I was afraid she wouldn't be able to handle it. And so, it came to be Qianqian's birthday. While helping Qianqian pick out a birthday gift, I collapsed from the pain all over my body. The staff at the jewelry store called 120 for me. When I woke up, the doctor I had been dealing with recently was by my hospital bed. Dr. Kong, what happened to me? Miss Xiao, you fainted. A jewelry store employee called emergency services and got you here in time. Is that so? When I'm discharged from the hospital, I must thank them in person. Miss Xiao, you're well aware of your condition. I urge you to be admitted to the hospital as soon as possible, or you could have an attack at any moment. This time, you were lucky to be in a crowded place. If it happens at home or somewhere isolated next time, you'll be in danger. Dr. Kong advised me earnestly. I knew he meant well, but I was exhausted. At this stage, treatment may buy me only a little time. I need to think about what I want that time to look like. Yes, I have cancer, not early stage, not middle stage, but terminal. When I first found out, it felt like the sky had fallen. I was still young. I did not smoke or drink, rarely stayed up late, and watched my diet, yet the cancer was already advanced when doctors found it. It felt as if the future had closed before I had begun to live. Seeing that he couldn't persuade me, Dr. Kong sighed and left the ward. Just then, Qian called me. Shiyu, it's my birthday today, everyone's here and you're the only one missing. When are you coming? I glanced at my watch. Even if I left now, it would be too late. I could only apologize over the phone. Qian, I'm sorry. My boss suddenly told me today that I have to go on a business trip, so I can't celebrate your birthday with you. What? Why now of all times? He had to send you on a trip right at this moment. Your boss is so heartless. Qian complained to me over the phone. I silently apologized to my former boss in my heart. Ever since I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, I resigned from my job. I was afraid Qian would ask me why I resigned, so I didn't tell her I had quit. Unexpectedly, this situation now provides a ready-made excuse. Qian, I'm so sorry. I promise, as soon as this is all over, I'll come back right away and beg for your forgiveness. Alright, you said it. Yeah, I said it. When I get back, I'll take whatever punishment Princess Qian dishes out. Don't forget my gift. The agreement between Qian and me was still fresh in my ears, but before I knew it, I turned around and ran into Qian and her husband Lu Yuhan being all lovey-dovey. I was forced to eavesdrop on Qian and her husband's private conversation like some kind of peeping Tom. Yes, forced. Because they are in my house right now. Shortly after finishing the phone call with Qian, I was discharged from the hospital. Thinking that it was the jewelry store employee who had called 120 for me earlier, I made a special trip over to thank them and picked out a birthday gift from there. I had just gotten home and hadn't even sat down when I heard a knock at the door. But just as I was about to open the door, I heard Qian's voice, Shiyu, open the door, hurry up and open the door. Just as I was wondering why Wang Qian would come to my house, I heard her husband Lu Yuhan's voice, Qian, you forgot, Shiyu isn't home. That's right, Shiyu isn't home, she's on a business trip. Honey, help me up, I'm looking for the keys. Hearing this, I immediately fled into the nearest room. Before I could catch my breath, I realized to my dismay that I had entered Qian's room. Yes, as my best friend, there's a room reserved for Qian in my house, and of course she has a key to my place. Of course, she also has a room reserved for me at her place, and I have a key to her house too, but I've never been there on my own, let alone stayed overnight. After all, she's married. But those two were really impatient. They didn't even go to the bedroom and started going at it right on the sofa, me biting you, you biting me. I was so embarrassed, and then I got a bit angry. After all, this is my house. Their voices made it clear that both of them had been drinking. At first, I tried to blame their lack of restraint on the alcohol. At that time, I only knew that alcohol leads to indiscretion, but I forgot that it also brings out the truth. Honey, let's go to the bed. The sofa isn't comfortable. Seeing that they were about to come in, I was like an ant on a hot pan, darting around frantically until I finally found a hiding spot. After waiting for a long time, I still didn't hear the sound of the door opening. I cautiously peeked out from my hiding spot, but didn't see anything. Afraid of running into them and feeling awkward, I waited a bit longer, but there was still no movement. I had no choice but to come out from my hiding place and press my ear against the door. Finally, I heard a sound, though it seemed to be coming from the direction of my room. A sense of dread crept into my heart. I quietly opened the door and walked toward my room. The door to the room was wide open, brightly lit. But I could no longer fool myself. What was happening on the bed, so passionate and intense, back and forth, was truly my best friend and her husband. Wang Qianqian and Lu Yuhan actually did that filthy deed on my bed. Not only that, upon closer look, Wang Qianqian was even wearing my clothes and playing dress-up games with Lu Yuhan. It absolutely disgusted me. I immediately stopped trying to hide myself, only wanting to kick this shameless couple out of my house. Wang Qianqian's next words stunned me. Honey, who's prettier, me or Shiyu? Of course, my darling wife is the prettiest. Humph, you're lying. Back then, your eyes were practically glued to Shiyu. Honey, I was wrong. You're the most beautiful and kindest woman in the world. Zhao Shiyu fooled me with that innocent act of hers. If she hadn't tried to seduce me, I never would have neglected you. Please forgive me. Honey, you always know how to say sweet things. It's that smooth-talking little mouth of yours that fooled me. So, do you like it, my dear? You're so annoying. The two in the bedroom were flirting and teasing, but I had never felt so cold as I did now, cold at heart. Back then, Lu Yuhan had pursued me, but I turned him down outright because he left a terrible impression on me, arrogant, with those shifty eyes that clearly spelled trouble, and he was always staring at girls. So when I found out that Wang Qianqian was dating Lu Yuhan, I was firmly against it. But I couldn't stop Wang Qianqian, who was so lovesick she insisted she'd marry no one else, and we nearly fell out over it. What's the matter? Just because Yuhan confessed to you, you won't allow him to like someone else. If he likes someone else, it's scheming and ulterior motives. Zhao Shiyu, you're being way too overbearing. These were Wang Qianqian's exact words at the time. You could say they really hit home. At that moment, I thought the bond between Wang Qianqian and me as best friends was about to fall apart, and that the two of us were finally going to go our separate ways. But unexpectedly, the next day Wang Qianqian came to apologize to me, saying she didn't mean it, she was just too emotional at the time and spoke without thinking. Later, I forgave her, and by mutual understanding, we never brought it up again. Actually, that was partly the reason. I never went to their house, both to avoid suspicion and out of fear that the bond between Wang Qianqian and me would drift apart. But in the end, my feelings were misplaced. It turned out she still harbored resentment. She had just learned to disguise it in front of me. Honey, Zhao Shiyu is your best friend after all. Do you really have the heart to go after her? Hearing Wang Qianqian say she was going to go after me, I couldn't afford to be upset anymore and quickly pricked up my ears to eavesdrop. Humph, in my heart, you're the most important husband. Who gave her the courage back then to dare reject you? Even if she rejected you, that's one thing, but when I got together with you, she even badmouthed you right in front of me. That's nothing but pure jealousy, jealous that you chose me. Humph, if it weren't for you persuading me back then, saying she was pitiful all alone, I wouldn't have apologized to her at all. Consider this a lesson for her, to see if she dares to go around flirting with people just because she's good-looking. Besides, it's not like I took her life. Hearing this, I felt nothing but a chill of unfamiliarity. So this is how dissatisfied she was with me. It must have been exhausting for her to keep up the charade with me. My wife is truly the kindest, and it's only fitting that she grows more beautiful with each passing day. Really? Honey, do you really think I'm getting more and more beautiful? Of course, your husband never tells lies. I knew it, it must be the Jade Pendant taking effect. Jade Pendant? I touched the Jade Pendant on my chest, covered my mouth, and secretly smiled through my tears. Listening to the fragmented words that Wang Qianqian and Lu Yuhan spoke next, I finally realized that this Jade Pendant was actually a fate exchange pendant. No wonder back then, after Wang Qianqian gave me the Jade Pendant, she was so emotional and nervously kept watch to make sure I wore it. So she wanted to swap fates with me. Change, I have to change. I haven't lived enough yet. I walked out of the neighborhood, utterly dejected. Thinking back on everything I had given her, I felt as if my loyalty had been thrown away. I immediately called Wang Qianqian. Qianqian, I've thought it over. You're my best friend, how could I miss your birthday? Wait for me, I'm on my way now. Ah. Splash. Qianqian, what's wrong? I asked with concern, but inside I was overjoyed. I wondered if my little stunt would scare the two of them into having a lasting shadow. Oh, it's nothing, nothing. Shiyu, we've already wrapped up. It's not safe to travel at night, so you should finish your work first. After all, your boss values you so much, you wouldn't want to let him down, right? That sounded pretty hollow. But I've already come back. I was planning to surprise you, but oh well, I'll just head to my place first and come to yours tomorrow. Before Wang Qianqian could say anything else, I hung up the phone. Half an hour later, I watched as Wang Qianqian and a limping Lu Yuhan fled my house as fast as they could. Then I went to a nearby hotel. Early the next morning, I called the housekeeping company and the moving company. I found this house too dirty and had no intention of keeping it. Then I went to another hospital for a checkup. Good news indeed, what was previously terminal cancer has now become early-stage cancer. Thanks to my dearest friend. I arrived at Wang Qianqian's home in a remarkably cheerful mood. Just as I was about to ring the doorbell, I remembered the key she had once given me. I tried to use it to open the door, but the key couldn't even fit into the keyhole. I fell silent. What a coincidence. Wang Qianqian happened to be opening the door to take out the trash. A flicker of guilt flashed through her flustered eyes, and I caught it clearly. Shiyu, I'm so sorry. My place got new locks a few days ago, and I forgot to let you know. I let out an "oh," and then walked into her house. This was still the second time I had set foot in her home since Wang Qianqian got married. I looked left and right, had I not looked, I wouldn't have known. Having looked, I was taken aback. This looked familiar, and that looked familiar too. Exactly, the stuff she has at home is either taken from my place, or she gets me to foot the bill by claiming we're buying matching items as sisters. No wonder Lu Yuhan married her, with how thrifty she is. If I were a man, I'd want to marry her too. TSK, she really knows how to run a household. Noticing my expression, Wang Qianqian quickly asked, Shiyu, what's wrong? It's nothing, I just feel like these things look really familiar. A flicker of unease crossed Wang Qianqian's face, then she composed herself and said, "Shiyu, have you forgotten? You gave all of these to me." Indeed, shamelessness knows no bounds. What I admire most is Wang Qianqian's sheer nerve. It was clearly her who deliberately acted in front of me as if she adored these things. I figured they were just lifeless objects, and since she was my best friend, I gave them to her if she liked them. I said with an ambiguous tone, "Is that so?" Before she could dwell on it, I shifted to an envious remark, "Qianqian, your home clearly shows how much effort you've put into decorating it. Which room did you set aside for me again?" Wang Qianqian froze in place instantly. Taking advantage of her distraction, I opened the 3 rooms one by one. One was the bedroom she shared with Lu Yuhan, one was the study, and the other was her art studio. I sneered inwardly, so she had only been paying lip service back then, yet I had foolishly believed her. Wang Qianqian hurriedly explained to me, "Shiyu, I originally kept a room for you, but since you never came over, I thought it was a shame to leave it empty, so I turned it into a studio. Can you forgive me?" Forgive her? Of course I would forgive her. After all, she had traded her life for mine. To thank my dear friend, I decided to offer something more practical than a gift. I decided to take her out for a nice meal. Wang Qianqian stared at the food as if she had not eaten in days. "Qianqian, aren't you the one who cares most about your figure? Aren't you afraid of gaining weight from eating?" "It's fine, I'm naturally slim." "What?" Eating one meal occasionally is no big deal. I ate today, so I'll diet tomorrow. Haven't you noticed I've been getting thinner lately?" This was inherited from my naturally slim build, and I finally decided to stop holding back and eat whatever I wanted. Poor my stomach, once these 10 or so days are over, I'll head to the hospital for a checkup right away. I hope I haven't ruined it. Yes, the Fate Exchange pendant has a time limit. As long as I wear it for a full month, my life and my best friends will be completely swapped. Just about 10 more days to go. Sigh, I patted my belly, it's time to start running again, and I need to get back into yoga too. Did you really think my great figure was just thanks to a naturally fast metabolism? Eat less of that spicy stuff, or you'll break out again, and don't come crying to me then. No worries, I'm naturally beautiful. Haven't you noticed my skin and complexion are getting better and better? Look, isn't my skin getting fairer? I can say that being naturally beautiful is true, but you still need to watch your diet and take care of yourself in the long run. Wang Qianqian really wasted my good complexion. Hey, yeah, you can't eat that, you forgot you're allergic. Don't worry, I'm fine now. If you don't believe me, just watch. With that, Wang Qianqian went ahead and ate the food she used to be allergic to right in front of me, taking big bites. After finishing, she didn't forget to recommend it to me, saying how delicious it was. Showing off, this is blatant showing off. Then, using the excuse of needing to pee, I immediately went out to the nearby pharmacy to buy allergy medication. Afterward, Wang Qianqian saw that I still looked healthy, and disappointment flashed across her face. I really didn't know what to say. Indeed, an ungrateful person is born that way. No matter how well you treat her, she will only wish for your downfall. A poor man who suddenly becomes rich puffs out his chest and sticks out his belly. That is exactly Wang Qianqian's current mindset. She stayed out late at bars, ate recklessly, skipped meals, and squandered the healthy body she had taken from me. It's actually getting prettier and prettier. It's just unfortunate for me, I've been looking haggard lately. My skin is dull and lusterless, with quite a few pimples popping up on my face, and I often have stomach aches. being mocked by Wang Qianqian under the guise of caring. I still have to thank her in my heart, thank her for being afraid of death, for not recklessly eating the food she's allergic to again. Once, I even overheard a conversation between Wang Qianqian and Lu Yuhan. "Honey, I'm afraid Shiyu will be alone. Why don't you let her become your mistress? After all, she's my best friend." "Qianqian, your husband only loves you. You can't push me into the fire pit." I'm so speechless that speechlessness opened the door for speechlessness, utterly speechless. And they're really putting on a show now. I thought Wang Qianqian was just lovesick, but it turns out she's a full-blown calculating hypocrite. Back then she didn't have the means, but now she's all about spreading her love around. One true love today, another true love tomorrow, embracing one on each side. What a delightful life. And what about Lu Yuhan? In the past, the thrill had come from sneaking around behind Wang Qianqian's back. Now, Lu Yuhan could not bear to spend even a day away from me, and Wang Qianqian was forced to watch her husband direct all his attention toward the friend she had betrayed. With only 2 days left on the countdown, Wang Qianqian finally discovered that I had moved. She excitedly texted me on my phone, demanding to know why I moved without telling her, and insisted on seeing me right away. Not wanting her to know my current address, I arranged to meet her at a cafe I frequent. When she arrived, Wang Qianqian first checked to see if my jade pendant was still there. Seeing the pendant, she let out a sigh of relief. I asked her why she was in such a hurry to see me, and she said she had a nightmare, dreaming that I got into a car accident, and she was so anxious that she wanted to see me right away. I sneered inwardly. If it were the old me, I would have believed it. Now, whoever believes that is a fool. What's wrong with you? I held her and asked. She said recently she didn't know what was wrong, she kept having body aches from time to time, along with a loss of appetite. I urged her to go to the hospital for a checkup right away. She asked if I was in cahoots with the hospital to swindle her money, saying that if she were really sick, would her complexion still be so rosy and glowing? All my good intentions were wasted on her. When I was crossing the street, a car ran the red light, and I almost got into an accident. It was Wang Qianqian who grabbed me in time. She nervously checked me over to see if I had any bumps or bruises. Suddenly, I was at a loss for what to do. Wang Qianqian, though she was an ungrateful wretch who wanted to swap fates with me, truly never intended to take my life. I can't think only of saving my own life at the expense of others. Looking at my treasures in the safe, besides the jewelry my mother left me, there were the gifts Wang Qianqian had given me. Though they weren't worth much, and she might have intended to exchange these ordinary gifts for my expensive ones, they were still a token of her sincerity. I immediately decided to let her go and mailed the jade pendant back to her. Wang Qianqian went crazy. She frantically looked for me and called me non-stop, so I just turned off my phone. Then I became an internet sensation. The vicious woman who drove her closest friend to jump from a building. When Wang Qianqian couldn't find me, she went live streaming her suicide attempt at my old address. Online commenters rushed to judgment, and rumors spread at lightning speed. Everyone was speculating about what I did to my best friend, that I actually drove a living person to jump off a building. Police were dispatched, and crisis negotiators were called in. Wang Qianqian remained unmoved. She only repeated one sentence, "I want to see Zhao Shiyu." And so, the police found my current address and brought me before Wang Qianqian. Only a few hours remained until the life swap was complete. Wang Qianqian was extremely excited to see me. "Shiyu, you're finally here." Everyone else was also excited, finally able to watch the drama unfold. Then we heard Wang Qianqian shout loudly at Lu Yuhan, "Yuhan, give the Jade pendant to Shiyu now. I didn't take it. Instead, I walked quickly to Wang Qianqian and handed her the few sheets of paper in my hand. This is my original examination report. I asked her, even so, do you still want me to wear it? Wang Qianqian was first incredulous, then burst into laughter. Zhao Shiyu, you're lying to me, I don't believe it. She tore my examination report into shreds and tossed them away. She said, as long as you put on the Jade pendant, I'll come down right away. Since you're so eager to court death, I won't stop you anymore. I was just about to put on the Jade pendant when Wang Qianqian suddenly said, Shiyu, you already know? I countered, what do you think? She remained silent. When I put on the Jade pendant, Wang Qianqian changed her mind again. She was afraid I might trick her, so she said she'd come down in a few hours. I could clearly see her legs were trembling. To save her life, she was going all out. Her silence confirmed that she understood far more than she had admitted. The onlookers and live stream viewers could not make sense of her shifting demands, so I waited beneath the rooftop with the crisis team until the deadline passed. Fortunately, Wang Qianqian still had some sense. She started playing the sympathy card with the onlookers. She began with her childhood in an orphanage, then described the difficulties of studying and working without family support. Next she praised our friendship and claimed that she was the one with cancer. Yes, my test report inspired her. She said the Jade pendant she gave me was a peace charm. Her serious illness didn't scare her, but she only wanted her best friend to be well. She told the audience that I had fled in anger after learning of her illness, leaving her so distraught that she had climbed onto the roof to find me. I wasn't moved. But the onlookers and live stream viewers were deeply moved, calling us a model of loyal friendship. At last the deadline arrived. The Jade pendant shattered, and Wang Qianqian climbed down trembling. In a private room with a crisis officer present, I played the recording of her demand that I wear the pendant and showed her my original medical report. Was stealing my life worth losing your own? I asked. Wang Qianqian stared at the broken Jade in horror. Lu Yuhan tried to pull her away, but the officers stopped him and took statements from all three of us. Faced with the recording, she finally admitted that envy had driven her. She wanted my health, appearance, and the attention she imagined those things would bring. She had mistaken possession for happiness and treated my life as something she was entitled to take. I left the broken pendant with the investigators and walked away. Whatever friendship we had once shared was over. From then on, I focused on medical care, exercise, and rebuilding the health that remained to me. Wang Qianqian built an online following by presenting herself as a devoted best friend and an optimistic cancer patient. She and Lu Yuhan became live stream sellers. After that, Wang Qianqian smugly sent me a screenshot of her bank account balance. I couldn't be bothered to deal with her. Her triumph did not last. When Wang Qianqian collapsed during a live stream, the cancer had spread too far and her body was too weak for aggressive treatment. Her doctor told her that she likely had only days left. In disbelief, she insisted on seeing me. I found her terribly thin, with sunken cheeks, while my own treatment and recovery had left me looking healthy again. Shiyu, they say I have only days left, she whispered. That can't be right, can it? I only wanted to be beautiful. Wanting confidence was never the problem, I said. Treating another person's life as yours to take was. She begged me to reverse the exchange. The pendant had already shattered, its fragments sealed as evidence, and there was no power left to undo what had happened. I left knowing that fear would drive her to tell her version of the story online. Not long after I returned, I saw Wang Qianqian start a live stream. She was accusing me online of using the Fate Exchange pendant to exchange fates with her, transferring my cancer onto her. Netizens simply didn't believe it. Because Wang Qianqian had built her audience around her cancer diagnosis, viewers interpreted the new broadcast as another appeal for support rather than a literal claim about magic. People who had accused her of exaggerating the illness apologized, and the internet flooded her stream with messages of concern. Wang Qianqian was completely bewildered. This wasn't what she wanted. I burst out laughing. I had once thought Lu Yuhan truly loved Wang Qianqian. In the end, he could not even wait for her final days. He transferred the money from their business accounts and tried to disappear. He did not get far. I had already sent the platform's transaction records and product samples to investigators. The couple had knowingly sold counterfeit goods and misled consumers, and Lu Yuhan's attempt to drain the accounts added another clear trail of evidence. He was arrested, prosecuted, and ordered to repay the victims. Wang Qianqian died in the hospital after her condition deteriorated. I arranged a simple funeral because no one else came forward, but I did not pretend that we were still friends. Compassion for a dying person did not erase what she had chosen to do. My own follow-up examinations showed no trace of the illness that had once been killing me. I kept exercising, attended every medical appointment, and rebuilt my life slowly. The broken pendant stayed sealed in an evidence box, incapable of exchanging another person's fate. For years, I had believed that friendship meant giving until nothing of me remained. I finally understood that a bond without honesty or consent was not friendship at all. I had survived, and the future in front of me belonged to no one else.